Hey everybody, it's Steph from Stellium Astrology, and I thought I would do a Happy New Year podcast video just because I haven't so far. Hang on a sec, my phone's doing its thing. I haven't been very public for a while. I've been kind of doing lots of work for the Mountain Astrologer magazine. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, basically last year I started working as a managing editor of the Mountain Astrologer magazine, which is such a huge privilege. I'm so grateful to be working as part of that amazing team, along with Frank Clifford. Basically, students of the LSA are aware, but if you're not a student of the LSA, or you're not a previous reader of TMA, then you may not know that Frank Clifford acquired the Mountain Astrologer magazine, and it's a great tool for professional astrologers and student astrologers. So it really is a nice way to bring the study and appreciation of astrology together with an amazing legacy. And Frank has online editions of the magazine, which you can access through the LSA learning portal. And there's also a collector's edition, which you can get on Amazon. And I got my copy. It's in the other room, actually, which is kind of annoying. I should have brought it in. But it's just so amazing to hold it in my hands and to have this physical magazine like the old style of TMA, as well as having access to all the amazing interviews and articles that are on the online subscription as well. So yeah, to be able to do this kind of like cross-media fusion of learning and publishing, I suppose, with TMA is amazing. And to be part of the team, like I said before, it's just, I tell people, I say it's beyond my wildest dreams, because actually I was saying to one of my clients this morning that I think probably back in 2015, it was 2015 or 2016, I think, I said to somebody, you know, it's a dream of mine to one day be published by the Mountain Astrologer. Like, I obviously, like, writing horoscopes for Elle was a huge, like, amazing wildest dreams moment. Like, I never in a million years thought anything like that would happen for me. But it's like, it was in my scope of like aims of what I would love to achieve as an astrologer. And so TMA as a kind of like a milestone, a barometer of like ability, respectability, achievement. For me, it's like the bar is very high with TMA. I know the quality is very high, and I just thought one day I'll get an article published. I would love to do that. Like, that's my main aim as an astrologer. And when I finally did get published by TMA, which I think, I'm trying to think when that happened, I can't remember which year it was now, but I got an article published in TMA, which was awesome. Which you can now read on the TMA Substack. I can share a link for that. But yeah, that was like a wow, I can't believe it. I've literally achieved something so incredible. And then obviously circumstances which led to me becoming a managing editor of TMA were quite sad, because Tem, who was the person that founded TMA back in, I think it was like the late 80s or the early 90s. I've got the chart actually of TMA somewhere. Let me have a quick look and see if I can find it. But yeah, it was like, and the synastry I have with TMA is really cool. Let me see if I can find it quickly. Mountain, that should do it. Oh, I don't know if I've got it on my phone. That's annoying. Maybe it's TMA. I'll just put TMA. Oh, here we go. Yes, 1987. So it was founded on the 24th of November, 1987 at 12:04 in Nederland, Colorado. I don't know if you say it like Nederland. I think of the Netherlands, so that's why I'm saying it like that. But yeah, there's great synastry for me with TMA. And to think that something that was established back in 1987 and was going for almost 40 years would come to a point where I would end up being given a position working for the magazine, you know, like just, it wasn't even something I considered because I never thought it would ever, the opportunity would ever arise, but to actually have that opportunity is just mind-blowing to me. So obviously you can hear I'm talking a lot about it, but I'm just so proud and like happy to just be part of this. And I hope that it goes on for another 30 to 40 years. Like, I want to be involved with it for as long as it can go on. But that's what's been going on with me for like the past year. So I've had a lot going on with the magazine, and I moved house last year. So like my whole life just kind of like was a bit turned upside down for a while, and I'm still unpacking random boxes. So yeah, it's like my life was it's been a bit of a rearrange because I'm no longer doing my square job. I'm using my square skills in my not square job now, and also some of my astro. So I'm doing my Capricorn Sun and Aquarius midheaven. I'm kind of like juggling the two and bringing them together, which is nice. But yeah, it's really great to be involved in astrology on such an intense basis, on a daily basis. It really is wonderful. In the throes of a Pluto transit, the Saturn-Neptune conjunction is forming in our heavens right now, soon to be perfected, basically. So in, I think, 20th or 21st of Feb is when it's coming together. And every Capricorn I speak to is having wild dreams. I think lots of people will be having wild dreams, but it's not just wild dreams, but psychic abilities. Some people are struggling with energy levels. Some people are feeling like they're chaotic in their minds and they need a little bit of mental peace and mental clarity. I'm looking for, I need a tissue. Yeah, so it's been a really interesting time as this conjunction is coming together more. What I would say for anybody who's got strong Saturn is that you have to just factor in a bit of time for the chaos to ensue, just so you can take a step back and be like, okay, let's watch this. And obviously, you know, we can try and steer things because, you know, and we can anchor ourselves because Saturn is the anchor, and we can steer the ship, you know, through the rough waters. And Pisces, so I hear from so many people, this is a good time for you. Yes, I can agree that, yes, being a Pisces and having Saturn clarify you and bring things together it can be a positive thing, but also Saturn is a heavy planet. It is a heavy transit, so it might not be all peaches and cream. I think if it wasn't going to be peaches and cream, you'd probably be aware of it by now and you'd be working through it, because Saturn is the tough taskmaster. So yeah, this is all kind of like underway right now. We're very much in the throes of it, and it's coming together in Aries. 0 degrees is the conjunction. And I really, when Saturn and it was Neptune, wasn't it? When Neptune dipped out of Pisces and went into Aries last year, I feel like I'm going to have to record another thing about this, because this is just, to me, a bit mind-blowing, actually, and very sad experience, and something that is still kind of crazy to me that it can be so literal. But I'll record a separate thing. But essentially, something went missing is all I'll say. Or someone went missing. And when Neptune entered Aries, the person was discovered, found. So that was amazing, because I was like, wow, the clarity of Neptune moving into Aries. It means it's almost like the final degree of Pisces is so nebulous and so it's murky, so murky. The depths of the ocean are so dark, they're so black. You know, there's undiscovered parts of our ocean, completely undiscovered parts of our ocean, less exploration done in our own oceans than there are in our local solar system, basically. So you know, we are exploring space more than we are our own ocean. And this is kind of where we're left with this big question mark over the final degree of Pisces and the ruling planet of Pisces, Neptune, being at that degree. It's such a I don't even know how to describe it other than mystifying. You have to tune into a feeling as opposed to anything that requires logic, because you have to know in yourself where you're being pulled and know and trust that. I guess what you'd say is, when they say don't swim against the current because you'll exhaust yourself and get pulled under, sometimes you have to allow the current to carry you. Now you can swim, so I've heard, you can swim diagonally across the current, and towards the nearest landmass, and you know, eventually you will find yourself in a place where you are not being pulled a certain way, but the current can be strong. And I guess maybe at this point we are all being pulled in a current somewhere. I'm not going to talk about mundane world events because I don't know enough about what's going on. I haven't looked at it under a strong enough lens. However, it is definitely testing times for humanity. And like I said, with these kind of big transits, they're not always easy ones, but they do put us on a path to where we need to be in some way or another. So yes, it's been an interesting time, and individually everybody is sort of searching, and also looking for some kind of mental clarity, some kind of idea about where they should be facing, what they should be doing, whether they should be studying, if they should be looking for a new job, whether or not they're in the right relationship. There's a lot of big questions coming up for people right now. And, you know, I think what I'll say is that from the moment Saturn and Neptune make their conjunction, I think things will be very clear. My ephemeris is right next to me. Let's have a little look and see. Oh, here we are, 2026. So I just want to see. So Neptune goes into Aries on the 26th. I'm using universal time here. So on the 26th of January. So that's not long now. That's like just over a week from now. There will be a moment where we are suddenly understanding things more clearly. It'll help us to have a more balanced perspective on the confusion or the chaos, wherever that may be in your life. I'm not saying it's going to solve it. You're not going to have all the answers, but maybe it's almost like you have been splashing around and you've suddenly found something to hold on to, and just lift your head out for a moment and go, okay. And so you can take a breath and sort of arrange things. And then when Saturn follows, when does Saturn follow? Saturn is following on the, all right, so it goes in on the 15th, or well, technically it goes in on the 14th of Feb, Valentine's Day. And that's UK. This is based on UK. So I'm not entirely sure exactly when around the world, but this is universal time. So around Valentine's Day, there will be Saturn dipping into Aries as well. And when Saturn dips into Aries, I think we'll have a much more practical approach to some of the issues that we've been drowning in. It's not all bad, you know, it's just, these are the analogies, the language that I'm using is kind of like invoking the sense of what these planets feel like. So don't worry, like it's not necessarily all drowning. I guess one of the nice things that I'm doing with a Saturn Neptune conjunction is putting my little boy into swimming lessons and getting him to learn how to swim, because it's been a while. I started when he was much younger, but he kept getting ear infections, so I had to wait until he was a bit older, and he seems to be okay now with it. But yeah, it was a real priority for me to get him to learn how to swim. So that's a nice way to do Saturn Neptune. See, it's not all bad. Anyway, so it'd be interesting to hear how Saturn Neptune's manifesting in your lives, and I hope not too unmanageable, but if it is, like I said, you know, late January and mid-Feb is when things start to balance out a bit, you know, that whole time as it builds to that conjunction. And I do feel like that conjunction is a real, it's the goggles underwater type one. It's like the clarity. And as I'm talking, I'm getting an image of, I think it was Ursula Andress. Am I right? Ursula Andress. Was she the Bond girl that came out of the water wearing like the bikini? Ursula Andress. She was, I think, yes. I'm getting an image of her coming out of the water and standing there. What she got? She got a little conch in her hand. She's holding the conch. It just feels to me almost like this goddess, this siren energy coming out of the water, and she's ready to go. She's ready to go. Would be very curious to see what her chart is, birth chart. Let me see. All astro. She's Pisces, 28 degrees. What a strange coincidence. I'm thinking of her. Moon in Aquarius. Cancer rising at 26. So Saturn's currently trine that. And Neptune is currently just past her sun. So that's really interesting. And this is just the C rating for her, basically. I can share that with you, I think. Let's see if I can do it. Let's see what I can do. Share the screen. I'm literally going to log off in a minute. I was like, I'll do a really quick one. And it's never quick, is it? And people go, oh gosh, your podcast is so annoying. You just waffle so much. I don't care. This is my podcast. If you don't like it, switch it off, mate. Right. Oh, all the advertising on these things. That's the problem with these things, isn't it? You get all the adverts popping up. So I'm just on astro.com. Where are we? Has it come up? I'm assuming you can see. Yes. So that's her chart. Just by chance to look at it. So Neptune's up here, right up there on her sun, up here. And then we've got Saturn, which is just here as well, somewhere, I think at about 26, which is trine her ascendant and her Pluto. And yeah, so that's interesting that I had that image of her as I was talking about that. So yeah, I can't help but feel like she's the kind of the vision of Neptune and Saturn in Pisces emerging and into Aries territory, which is on a nice sandy beach somewhere, stepping out of the ocean. Okay, so I mean, that's all I had to say, really. It was just a kind of happy new year. I hope you guys are okay. It's been a while, and I'm still seeing clients. I've got students now. I'm doing a lot of work with the magazine. I'm still studying hypnotherapy. I'm really interested in other areas now. So I'm just doing what I can when I can and indulging myself. And just before I go, so last night I was like, you know, I'm a Capricorn Sun and I'm a Scorpio Moon. So the conflict is that I have this kind of sun that wants to go out and, you know, be seen in the world, but my moon has the complete opposite feeling and just wants to hide away in a cave under a rock. And I said to ChatGPT last night, my friend, it's not really, I just had it was just a bit of a laugh, and I just said, help me resolve this conflict. And it said, oh, I get it, totally reasonable. You don't really want to be out there, but also you don't really want to be hiding away. Like, you're trying to find the right balance, and that's fair, that's reasonable. I was like, cool, okay, well, can you give me a little pep talk? And it gave me this lovely little pep talk about how I can, you know, resolve this in a conflict. And then I was like, can you do it in the style of Gordon Ramsay? Maybe as a, you know, a bit spicy. And it just went on, like, you know how ChatGPT is like, would you like me to do it more? Would you like more? So I was like, can you give me a bit of a hell and brimstone, Gordon Ramsay, abusive pep talk? So here we are. Here's one of them. Stop hiding. Stop ghosting your brilliance. Your personality is your weapon, your gift, your bloody masterpiece. Use it. The world will not come knocking for your secret talents. Step into the light, even if your knees shake, or accept being the best kept secret in your own kitchen. The choice is yours. Now get moving. And I thought, okay, I will. I'll stop ghosting my brilliance. So that's why I'm here again, because I've been hiding for a while and I feel like I need to stop hiding, basically. Anyway, that's enough waffle from me for one day. Sorry if you don't like my chaotic style. It's just me. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for listening or watching, and I'll speak to you next time. Bye.